Hey, my beautiful bitches, it's me, Fiona St. James, and welcome to another episode of Fiona's Coffee Talks. And as always, I like to start off every morning with a fresh, black, hot cup of coffee. Hold the cream! I'd love to. And of course, every morning I think of my favorite quote of the century by Oscar Wilde, which says, "Life is too important to be taken seriously." So that's why I like to laugh at things all the time. And actually, today's topic is, I think, a funny one. So you all know I work as a massage therapist, and I've done videos in the past where I've spoken about that whole world and, funny stories about clients and this and that and everything that goes along with that. Wait, speaking of coffee. Anywho, so I wanted to do another episode on that because I had two regular clients about a week ago happen in the same day that were rather comical and great at the same time. So I'm going to call this reverse Halloween. So Halloween is trick or treat. We're going to call this one when you treat a trick. So let me tell you about client number one. He works as a fireman, which, so nice body, hot. I would say you could hose me down anytime, hon. And I've been with him before, and wonderful man, nice looking, sweet. Most of my clients tend to be. So, and as most of them do, they like to talk a lot because at the same time that it's a therapeutic massage, I also kind of feel like it's psychotherapy for half of these men anyway. So his situation is he works as a fireman. He has a girlfriend that he lives with, but she's still technically married and still living with the husband. So he's telling me how they want to move in together, and I'm like, okay, but if you're going to move in together, then why is she still living with the husband? Which I don't really understand. He's like, oh, I think they still might be sleeping together. And I was like, well, you might want to think about that before you sit here and move in with her. And you might want to maybe see if she actually gets a divorce. That, I think there's a few kids involved in the picture, but they're older. So it's not like they're even all that little, almost then you can understand, a lot of times people stay in marriages because the children, but I think they're the teenage kids. So that's not even the case. But anywho, the girlfriend who has a good job, says to him that, oh, it's not enough money. I want to make more money. So I've decided I want to become an escort. And he's telling me this, and I was like, escort? Wait a minute. You mean she wants to sleep with men for money? And he was like, no, well, she said escort where men pay her to go to dinner or go to the theater. And I was like, okay, hold up, back up. Now, if you guys remember back in the 70s and when I was a child, the yellow pages, in the back, there were escort agencies, and they would always have these drawings of pencil drawings of a limousine and some woman dressed fancy with the man. And it's hire an escort, making it seem as if though you were hiring a female to spend the evening with you because you had opera tickets or maybe you were in town and you just wanted company. But the end result is even if you did all of that, the night finished with intimacy. So he's telling me that she told him that, oh no, but I wouldn't have sex. They would just be paying for me to accompany them, escort them to whatever event or dinner or whatever. And I was like, newsflash, hon, even back then when that was the facade, that wasn't the case. In this day and age, when someone hires an escort, they ain't trying to have them go with them anywhere. They want to go right to the bedroom. Of course, he told her, yeah, you can't do that. And then so her response, this is the comical part. She said, fine, well then, if you're not going to let me be an escort, then I want to be a drug dealer. And he said to her, you can't be a drug dealer because then you'd get arrested. And I said, well, hold up. So she would get it. So you're concerned with her getting arrested for being a drug dealer, but you're not concerned with her getting arrested for being a prostitute? I guess if she's working through an agency or whatever, probably not. Just the whole thing was rather comical. And at the same time, a little sad because I was like, dude, you're like hot and you're nice. And, like a lot of my clients, he's obviously, leads a straight life. But I'm like, honey, you ain't that straight if you're with me. Because the reason I call this treat a trick is because, the massage is what it is. And, who doesn't love a happy ending? But in the case with this gentleman, sometimes you do a little more, you kiss, you do, you use your mouth a little more without like going all the way, because that's a whole other ball game. That's not the price that I'm getting paid for massage. But, in this case, I've been with him before. I like him. There's an attraction there. So, I was like, dude, you should just like get rid of her and just see me all the time. Shit, apparently I'm better than her anyway. And I'm like, do you guys even have like an active sex life? Which apparently they don't. So I don't know. So, but in that same day, then I had this other regular who, one of the hottest men I've ever seen. And he's Hasidic. He's an Hasidic Orthodox Jewish man that like comes in the full garb and everything. But it's interesting because, I've had a lot of Hasidic clients as massage clients that, they tend to be older and, the complete full out black outfit with like the black trench coat. This guy was like probably not even 40. Handsome and like had the facial hair, but not to the extreme of like ZZ Top. It was a much more like tailored, and he wasn't wearing a black trench coat. It was more like a cute like sporty windbreaker. And when I saw him, I had seen him once before, but it had been such a long time ago that I didn't even make the connection. But when he walked through the door, I was like, oh my God, this man is hot as hell. And when he took his jacket off, I noticed, I was like, wow, that physique. And I was like, oh my God, that's right. So this man had to be one of the hottest men I've ever seen. And, not to judge a book by its cover, but, I can't say that I've ever necessarily been attracted to anyone who has that look or, dresses in that culture. But this one here, honey, even before he took his shirt off, I was like, oh. And then when he took everything off, and especially when even before he took his boxer shorts off, I was like, what? And then when he took that off, I was like, oh my Lord. So I'm massaging the man, and I just kept thinking, wow, I cannot believe that like this fine specimen, like I don't think I've ever seen such a beautifully chiseled body. I mean, even his feet were nice to look at. And so, before I knew it, I treated him a little better than normal. And, if truth be known, we did kind of like kiss a little, and we didn't go all the way because again, I don't, but I can't honestly say that I've ever gone that far, with anyone that was dressed that way, or in this case, undressed that way. But it was like, I found myself thinking about him for days. I mean, to the point that I was like, girl, I gotta include this in a video. And I know sometimes I give too much information, but that's the beauty of me. So for all you masseurs out there, do you guys sometimes get clients that just kind of like rock your world, and maybe you do a little more than what's called for? Without necessarily going all the way, because I won't, not on a massage call. But, if so, I surprised myself with the second one, because I would have never in my life imagined that I would have been that attracted to, someone that was dressed that way. But goes to show you, don't judge a book by its cover. And I learned that, I surprised myself, because I was like, wow, I would have never thought that. Who knew? So, all right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, sometimes treat a trick to a little more. Hit subscribe, set your notifications. Thank you all for letting me into your lives. And I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.